Hi guys, and welcome back to another Dark Roast review. And today, I'm going to be looking into a very well-known band, and that band is Trivium, because they just put out their 9th studio release, known as What the Dead Man Say. Stay tuned. Trivium is a band that formed back in 1999, and since then they've put out 9 studio records, including this one. And at this stage in their career, they're sort of a band that can do no wrong, especially since back in 2019, they were nominated for a Grammy in the Best Metal Performance category, and that song nominated was Betrayer. Now, Trivium as a band combines a lot of elements from different genres into their own style. The main genres being black metal, thrash, old school death metal, and of course, metalcore, into this really nice coherent package that sort of provides for everyone and overall is quite pleasant to listen to. In the case of this album, on a first impression sort of basis, I must say that in this album they've really honed in their sound. They're using both old school elements from their earlier discography, as well as combining their more modern day mainstream sort of writing techniques to create a package that really showcases them as a band, both musically, stylistically, writing wise, and also showing off the performing capabilities of every member in the band. One in particular performance to highlight is of course Mattify's vocals. If we see the progression of Mattify's voice, it is completely night and day, with sort of Mattify back in the day of Ascendancy sounding like this, compared to now, where Mattify is sounding closer to this. You're a catastrophe. And as you can tell, he is developed as a singer so much, and he has so much beef and clarity to his voice. It's almost like sort of a modern day James Hetfield, but with more power. And he's also got the screaming that's been improved so much through vocal training. Yeah, it really shows in his work here. So now to get into the meat of the review, this album starts off with an intro track, which is 9-1X. Of course, must be symbolizing the album number that they are on, and goes straight into the title track of What the Dead Men Say. What the dead men say, it's just between us, what the dead men say, you can't. And this track is it's a fast-paced song that sort of displays what makes Trivium so great. And it has combinations of soaring clean vocals, great riffs, clean as hell, screams that don't sound harsh, and of course amazing lead work on the guitars. And one thing that Trivium does so well is having really catchy choruses that pretty much anybody can get along with. Overall, this track is a pretty straightforward Trivium track, displaying sort of their more modern day take on metal writing, and sort of sets up as a reminder to fans about the kind of band that Trivium is. Moving on, we have the song Catastrophist. Just continues showing off how good of a band that Trivium has become, with continuous guitar riffs, catchy choruses, as well as solos, because I don't think Trivium has ever really had a bad solo. They're just really good at making solos. So one of those songs that actually grabbed my attention on this album was the song Bleed Into Me. Bleed into me. Starts off with this really gnarly bass tone and Mattify singing very quietly, very personally over top it, and having really rock style sort of guitars. In my opinion, it was giving sort of this Judas Priest vibe, which I really liked. In all fairness, I haven't listened to Judas Priest in a long time, and it really brought back those feelings. This song is definitely more of a ballad approach to it, but it still is able to demonstrate the vocal dynamic range of Mattify with the personal, close style singing, as well as his more big, catchy choruses where he really belts it out and brings out that James Hetfield that we know that he's able to do from back in the day. And also doing this research and looking back at Mattify, I realized something. I actually kind of miss the old days where he had the ridiculously beautiful long hair. Hashtag long-haired hiffy. The next track I would like to discuss is the track Defiant. Really brought back that whole nostalgic feeling that this band is all about, because when I was listening to this track, I felt like I was listening to a track from the Ascendancy era, but it's modernized, it's got all the new bells and whistles, it's got Matt's new beautiful voice, it has all those like sort of metalcore guitar riffs that we all know and we all love, it's got him screaming, it's got him doing everything. It definitely felt like a song for the old school fan, which is what I am, because I got into the band during the Ascendancy period. I really love this track and the track before it. It really displayed that Trivium are bringing in the old, combining it with the new, and it's sort of showing what they will go forward with when it comes to their writing style. I'd just like to make a quick point and talk about the progression also in the screams on this album, because if we all remember, a couple of albums ago we had literally no screaming. It was the album Silence in the Snow, and since then Matt's gone back to the workshop, got proper vocal training, and now has these amazing screams that are aggressive but really clean and sounds like doesn't involve that much compression. Probably there's a decent amount of compression on it, but it doesn't sound abrasive or harsh. I just thought that was like a quick point to make that, yeah, I've never heard his vocals sound so good. To the point, it'd be great. Probably won't happen if like he sort of did a remixed vocal versions of the In Waves album. Yeah, that might be a cool idea. Getting towards the end of the album, one of the songs that really stuck out to me was the song Scattering the Ashes. Which really demonstrates the dynamic range that this band can have on a song and still be coherent. And this song also features their bassist Paolo doing sort of a backing vocal line on one section. One thing I did notice was it was a nice combo with sort of Matt's very beefy sort of mid-range vocal style and sort of Paolo acting as a bit of a falsetto to complement it over top, which I really liked. It was a really sort of nice combination between what the two vocal performances can be. When it comes to the production of this album, I really don't have any complaints about it. The guitars are tight and they complement the vocals so well. They're brilliant. And the vocals, I've talked enough about the vocals now. You probably know, yes, I do like them. And as I said, I love the fact that they are dynamic. The compression doesn't seem obvious on the vocal tracks either, and yet it's still able to make Matt seem like he is not struggling to do these vocal performances. I also love the fact that the lead guitars were not too abrasive, because a lot of times when a solo comes in, the lead sections can be a bit peaking a bit on the top end of the spectrum and can be a bit harsh on the ears. Didn't find that here. It was great. It was clear. It was crispy. It pushed itself to the front of the mix, but still was not in your face to the point that like it was painful. When it comes to the drums, great drum performances by Alex. The cymbals were clear, they were crispy without being overbearing. And yes, it was a very balanced production. And yeah, really no complaints from me at all. My overall verdict is that this is an exceptional album. It combines the old and the new in a package that is both coherent and well balanced. If you're a person who's more fond of their older sound, their more heavier metalcore melodic death metal sound, it is there. If you are a person who was into the more mainstream phase of like Silence in the Snow, it is there. And it's not a question of one's better than the other. It is just all brought together. It all is coming together now in this album. Yeah, this is really a big surprise for me because I hadn't really listened to them properly since the days of In Waves, and the whole mainstream side sort of lost me there, but now this album has brought it all back together, has rekindled my love for the band, and yes, definitely this will be on the list for one of my albums of the year. That's really all I need to say about it. This is definitely an album of the year contender. But that is it for me. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like below. If you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button. If you have suggestions of music you want me to listen to, leave links or leave a comment down below. And yes, thank you as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.